This incredible Italian palace urgently needs your help. It has 4 centuries of history that's just going to be lost if we don't act now. And we are here today with the owner that's going to tell us everything about this place, who is fighting to save it. This incredible palace has lived through more than 400 years of history. It has seen families rise and fall, wars, fires, restorations, and long stretches of silence. Over centuries it adapted, changed hands, and survived moments that could have easily erased it completely. After filming hundreds of abandoned places over the years, there is one thing we almost never get to see: the people who are still connected to these places today. But this time, it is different. Behind these walls is not just history, but a very real present. Carolina inherited this palace, along with all the responsibility that comes with trying to protect a place that was never designed for modern life. Standing here with her, you start to see a side of these locations we rarely get access to. Not after abandonment, but right before it. Places like this were built to last centuries, but they depended on a world of families, staff, and steady income to survive. When that world disappears, buildings like this end up stuck in between, not restored, not lived in, and not forgotten either. What you are seeing here is not neglect. It is what happens when history moves faster than the present can keep up. For once, this is not just a story about an abandoned house. It is a story about what comes before abandonment, and about Carolina, who is still here, trying to stop that moment from ever happening. So we're going to start a tour of this incredible place here in Italy and welcome you all back to the Bros of Decay. I am Leslie, behind the camera we have Luc.
Hello.
And we are standing here in the entrance hall of the place. But we also have a very special person with us here today, and that is Carolina over here, who is the owner of this palace.
Hi.
Hey Carolina, first and foremost I want to thank you for the opportunity of coming here and showing this place to everybody who's watching.
Thank you to you
Yeah.
and for your job, helping me to save the house. I'm really sorry and worried about that.
Yeah.
So I will explain later.
Your story is very powerful, and we just want to know, like, how can the people that are watching this video help you and support you in your cause of saving this place?
Thank you. I just want to tell you that little bit the story of the house.
Yes.
The house has been built in the 16th century, and there has been a bishop, and then passed to the nephew of this bishop, Strambi. The house has restored by Segini Strambi because in the 17th century has been a burn. The house is beautiful for this fresco, and then inside the house there is a stucco, where there are represented the most important castle of this area, Monferrato. The library has books collected by my great-great-grandfather, but also my grandfather, Francesco Pellati. But after the death of my grandfather, there has been the division of the books. I just want to tell you that the most important thing is for me is to save this house, not only of the family, but I think also of the population of the area. It's important also for Italy because my great-grandfather, he founded the ISPRA, that institution for the environment.
How are you intending to save this place, Carolina?
First of all, I have to do the roof.
Yeah.
They told me that it takes 50,000 euros.
So you're starting a sort of fundraiser for that?
Yes, I'm founding an association. I want to collect the money with this, through this association to give also news through the website. I'm so worried for the house that I'm so sad. I'm really sorry.
No worries.
And
everybody's here to help you, and as like you all know, like Water and a bad roof is the worst thing that can happen to a place like this. So what she's doing here is urgent work, and after that we have time to go throughout renovation. But like what Carolina is saying right now, is super important.
Yeah.
We'll definitely put a link in the description to helping Carolina and try to help with funding the project. And
We're gonna take you throughout the house today.
Yes.
We're gonna show everything. I
Yeah.
want you to tell more about the history and everything
Yes.
we're seeing. And
Okay.
it's really nice to have you here with us, and also to see like what this house means for you is super important.
Okay.
So let's start on the tour of this place.
Okay.
Okay, let's go into the chapel right now. Wow, what a place. You prayed here with your grandparents?
With my grandmother, yes.
Yeah. How young were you when you lived here?
I was little. We came here during summer, few weeks.
So this was your summer house?
Yes, also my cousin with the parents,
Yeah.
and I remember be here, and there is a video when I was little, be in the garden with my.
Can we see that video?
Yes.
Can you send it to me?
I will send you.
oh, that's amazing.
awesome. Yeah. So we're standing here now in this beautiful private chapel where Carolina and her family came to pray, and it was used as like how a lot of Italian places have these kinds of chapels, and they are all private, right? They're not for
Yes.
the village themselves.
No, but once in a year, the 15th of August,
Yeah.
we usually prepare the chapel with flowers, and when there is the procession with all the population,
Yeah.
with the cross, we open the door and people can see inside.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. And it's also a wonderful example of a private Italian chapel. You can see the frescoes on the ceiling, wonderfully painted, with a vaulted ceiling above here. Oh.
Was also part of the original building.
Yes, this section had been built in the 16th century, right? This chapel.
Yes.
The
and-
chapel has always been here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also wonderful chandeliers on either side over here. Who gave the masses in this place? Was this a priest that came over?
We have also the permission of the Pope. It's a special permission that you have to get from the Pope. If you don't have this permission, you can say the Mass, you can get the Holy Body.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's been blessed of
yes,
some sort. Yeah.
I remember be young, little, and to pray with my grandmother together. And then there are some friends, priests that came here during the summer, so they say the Mass with all the family and the friends who was here. My family, I think that left the most important thing is the importance of the faith.
Important of faith
The
is
love to God.
still to this day.
Still to these days, I try.
It's very beautiful.
I try to pray and to represent the love of God, to be a concrete faith.
It's very beautiful to see in a world where faith is fading, that you still have so much belief in God, and probably will also help you in finding like the people to restore this place.
Yes.
And
I have a so difficult life for some. If I didn't have faith, I think that I wouldn't be here. Yes, I have a tumor. It's not important to tell, but
no, but it's
I have a lot of things that not good to tell. So the faith helped me all times, to be strong, to go on, and to have hopes that things goes better. And the chapel is dedicated to Saint Joseph.
Okay, we have seen the altar and then the frescoes over here, and we know that it's a private place. Can you tell me a little bit about these plaques that we have over here?
So here is the story of Seghini Strambi. The chapel is dedicated to Saint Joseph in 1866.
But that's not the build date of the chapel, right?
No, the chapel was before because there was a bishop here.
Yeah.
But they especially dedicate the chapel to Saint Joseph.
Let's go further to the next part of the house. People often ask why families don't just restore places like this. Standing here, the answer becomes very clear. For a palace of this size, even the most basic work comes with serious costs. Before you talk about restoration, you first have to secure the building. Roof repairs, structural stabilization, and preventing further water damage alone can already run into tens of thousands of euros. And that is just to stop things from getting worse. A full restoration is another story entirely. When you're dealing with historic materials, frescoes, custom stonework, and protected structures, costs rise fast. Restoring a palace like this can easily reach hundreds of thousands, and in many cases even millions of euros, depending on how far the decay has gone. And that is only one part of the problem. Most families don't inherit these places with funding attached. They inherit responsibility, taxes, maintenance, and legal restrictions that limit what they are allowed to change. Selling is often difficult. Restoring is overwhelming, and leaving it untouched becomes the only option left. Carolina is facing exactly that reality. She is trying to protect this palace step by step, starting with the basics, knowing that every delay makes the challenge bigger. This is how many abandoned places begin, not with neglect, but with good intentions, limited time, and costs that quickly grow beyond what one person or one family can carry alone. When you walk through houses like this, you are not just seeing the past. You are seeing a moment where the future is still undecided. So we're gonna meet Carolina again later on in the video. She's gonna tell us more about her great-great-grandfather and everybody that was very important for this house and why it was so important. But look, I love this hallway here.
Beautiful frescoes.
It's such an incredible entrance to this palace, and first and foremost you have this big door that opens onto the street of this village, and you have these incredible frescoes all around. I talked to Carolina and she told me that these frescoes are maybe 16th, maybe 18th century.
Yeah, maybe with the restoration, maybe original.
Yeah, looking at them, they definitely look centuries old.
Yeah, I don't see any other older frescoes or something.
Yeah, in a lot of cases you see the paint peeling and then you see the old frescoes
one.
underneath it.
Yeah, it might be original.
Look at this incredible locking mechanism here. Look,
Yeah.
the massive hinges. I cannot even move this anymore.
No.
And then,
Big keyhole.
yeah. It looks like there's a 5 in there or something like that.
Yeah, or an S.
Can you imagine somebody with a massive key coming here, like opening this up? That's incredible. Also a little bell up there. Yeah. Wow.
And these walls.
Yeah. They're covered with frescoes. Like little crosses as well.
Yeah.
Little crosses.
There are some landscape portraits.
Medallions, you could also call those.
Yeah. Maybe the castle Carolina was talking us about.
That looks like one of those towers of Bologna in Italy.
Oh yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a very typical Italian tower, very slender, very beautiful. And then we have the statue of Nicolai Pellati.
Nicola
Pellati, like Nikola Tesla, but then Nicola Pellati.
Exactly.
And he was the great-great-grandfather of Carolina, and he was an engineer, and was also the person who first bought this place after the first family built it in the 16th century. A very, very important figure, academic person, worked at universities, started universities, had thousands of books. He was a super important person. Look, I also love these chairs that are standing here on the side.
These are beautiful.
They look like they're oak wood, completely carved. And Carolina was not exactly sure, but she thinks they are authentic. They are 18th century, probably 17th century. Yeah, a lot of the furnishings inside of this house are not original because, as we heard before, most of it were stolen. And the furnishings that are in here right now came from a different palace that they had over at Lake Como.
Which brings us
to this man, Achille.
I forgot his name, but oh wait, it's Achille Sittori.
Achille Sittori, and he was also the great-great-grandfather of Carolina, and he was also a very important figure in this household. Look, that chandelier or that lantern hanging here in the hallway. Damn, completely overgrown. So, and then from here we can walk into the hallway that connects to the building itself, with again incredible frescoes everywhere. They look already super old. They are definitely original. I love these pillars as well here.
Yeah, and these ceilings are just beautiful.
Then you could open it up and create like this immensely open space of a palace over here. But it's also very funny. But Carolina, her father was extremely lucky how to own this place, because when her grandfather passed away, he didn't leave a testimony. And he had 3 children, 3 brothers it were?
Yeah.
3 brothers. And for
the
10 years long they were in some sort of a court battle. Tribunale, who was going to own this place and who was going to be the rightful owner of it. And then after 10 years they decided to just write their names on a piece of paper, then roll it up, give it to a judge, and then the judge pulled out one paper, and that happened to be the father of Carolina who won this place. And so that's the reason why she now is the rightful owner of this very property.
It's amazing. Well, it was also with her sister as well.
Yeah.
At one point, but then now the sister is no more. But
yeah, she passed away 7 years ago, and Carolina is the sole heir to take care of this place. What a burden, I would say as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel her emotion that she wants to save this place, but feels completely powerless, because it's such a big task to restore something like this. It's, yeah, for a person alone, it's basically impossible.
Yeah.
I would say. Look at this, look. These beautiful pieces of artwork laying everywhere. And then from this hallway, we go into a very important room. So this is also a very important room in the household, because there is a large stone collection, or natural stone collection.
You see, you have the stone and you have the paper.
So this is written by your great-great-grandfather?
Yes.
Can we show this to the camera?
Yes, but I don't know if you can see.
So if you could read what's on there.
Granito Sarluga.
And your grandfather collected these stones from all over the world?
Yes, well, where he traveled, yes.
Where he traveled to?
In Europe. He was the director of the mine of the Kingdom of Italy, and for that reason he traveled. And so
you also told me that you want to make a sort of museum out of these stones.
Yes, I would like to do a museum dedicated to him. And I have a collection of letters, so I have a lot of things of him.
Yeah.
So I would like to show books, but the most important books, they are not anymore here. They are stolen, part of them, unfortunately. And they came with the camion, and they really, now the house is quite empty. Yeah. There was painters, there was sculpture, there was other things that has been stolen.
Carolina, can we also look at this, these pictures over here? Is this something you can share something about?
Yeah, this is recently. This is my aunt with his families. The sister of my brother Corinna, his husband Pietro, he became senator, and these are his 5 children.
Wow.
Yes. This is one of the sister of my grandmother. I show you in the main room. There is a picture of the family.
Let's move on from the pictures and let's
So just wanted to tell a few things. This is the original paper of the house.
Oh.
Beautiful floral.
Yes. These are painter, the set painter of my grandmother. He used to paint. This is one of her painters. But he stopped to paint because when my grandfather became the director of Accademia dei Lincei, she met the most important painter of her time. And she said, oh no, my painters are awful. So she didn't want to paint anymore. Yeah. But we will see few painters, her painters, and I think that are lovely. This is done by the the lake, the house of the Lake of Como.
Oh, wow.
But-
I mean, I think she had a very beautiful paint style, your grandmother, and she was also called Carolina, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so-
Carolina. But she didn't want to be called Carolina because she has an aunt that is called Carolina too, and she was
Everybody's called Carolina.
yes, but she was so bad person for her.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No nice. So she said, I don't want that you call me Carolina.
Lina.
So she everyone calls her Lina.
Oh, wow. And we can see her set of paints and brushes over here as well.
Yes.
A painting set. So thank you. Let's move on from this room and then we can go to the next one, which is the dining space of the house. We have another one of the paintings of Carolina here.
Yeah.
Lina?
This
Lina?
is- of Lina, yes. This is Il Resegone. This is painted from her house.
Before we go on about like the paintings, let's have a look at the room first.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Because this was the dining room, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a big party in here, a big table, a big feast. You can see over there we also have the fresco still on there. Unfortunately, parts of it have collapsed. The plasterwork has come down, but it still looks very beautiful until this day. Also wonderful brass chandelier underneath there. Wow, that is a big piece. And also all the furniture in this room came from the palace in Como?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
nothing in here is original. And then we come here to this beautiful family portrait in the middle of the room. Can you tell me a little bit more about this one?
Yes, this is my great grandmother. When my great grandfather died, Achille Sirtori, the little one, the youngest, was 9 months. Achille, too. They changed the name.
Yeah.
The name was Giovanni Battista, but his father died, so they decided to call him Achille as the father. This is my grandmother Lina.
Oh,
Yes.
she looks wonderful. I mean, I see some resemblance.
No one got married, only my grandmother.
So she only is the only one who set
Yes.
forward the lineage of
Yes.
the family.
Yes.
But then everybody, she's the one who made all the paintings in this room.
Yeah.
Wow. How old is this portrait, you think?
My grandmother born in 1894.
Wow. So we can safely assume it's beginning of the 1900s that this
Yes,
portrait was made.
Yes.
Wow.
That's incredible. Okay.
My father, my grandfather, my grandmother Lina, my aunt Corinna, and Nicola.
Thank you for showing us all of this. It's really beautiful. Very nice dining area here. I love that vaulted ceiling, and it must have been a wonderful place to have dinners in back in the time. Carolina's pointing out up here that the ceiling.
I'm so sorry, so sad, so really worried about this crack. That the house, I have much more time to cover the roof, so I ask help because I am not able to pay 50,000 euros.
Yeah.
So
I understand. Hopefully there are some generous people that want to help Carolina save this place, because as you can see from the condition, it's extremely urgent. Yeah. If only the roof is covered and the place is dry, then we have years of time. Let's walk through here for a moment and let's walk this way of the palace. Yeah. Then next to the dining room we have this one here, and this looks like, yeah, this was also a bedroom back in the time.
Yeah, pretty sure you can see it from this beam for the canopy bed.
Yeah. Whole beautiful drape would be stretching out over a bed underneath here. Back in the time, would have been a wonderful sight.
Yeah, this room, I mean, it's a bit empty. It's not a lot to see here, but
No,
yeah, you can see the decay
the cracks forming.
also coming here.
And
Fresco still in beautiful state.
But the thing about these cracks is this is not a crack in the structure of the building. This is a crack in the dome.
Yeah.
So this can be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the frescoes and everything, yeah, it's beautiful. Was this a weapons crest of the family?
Carolina wasn't sure actually, but it does look like it, no?
Yeah, it's a bit of a crest or an emblem of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also a bedroom, as you can see.
Again, a beautiful space.
Yeah.
This ceiling is really beautiful.
Oh, I love it over here,
Yeah,
how it's like a triangle that they
Yeah.
carved in there. Damn. But this room looks in rough shape.
Yeah, definitely.
Very rough shape.
But not as bad as the one over here.
No, just show that one
I'm
real
gonna
quick.
go- Yeah.
Yeah, that's end of story.
Well, let's hope not.
Not for that room,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
The rest of the palace is definitely still savable if we act now. Okay, let's go further. And then here we come to the stairwell of the place. Goes up very high, this place. Wow. Lovely chandelier or lantern hanging here. Let's first go into the basement.
Yeah.
I love these gates that they have in these Italian places
Yeah.
that enter into the basement. For some reason, they have gates going up.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. What's that behind you?
Oh, it's big bathtub.
Whoa.
It's a marble bathtub.
That's a marble bathtub. Whoa. No way.
And that's thickly cut.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
probably completely carved out of there. Yeah. Huh. Okay. But from there, we come into the basement of the place. And in the basement is actually the complete kitchen area, which is really interesting. Whoa,
Yeah, well, it's not the first time we've seen a kitchen in the basement in
No.
Italy.
Most places that we visit have the kitchen in the basement.
Yeah.
Why is that? Does anybody have an idea for that? Yeah. Wonderful chandelier hanging here. Again, with that plated ironwork that we see a lot.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
And we know that these paintings are from the grandmother.
Yeah.
So this one,
Lina painted that one.
beautiful mountain landscape.
And the one behind you here as well.
Yeah. The horse.
That's a very cool one of the horse.
Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, the horse.
And then, yeah,
This-
the engineer.
The engineer, so her great-great-grandfather, Nicolas, Nicolas, he was an engineer and he built this well over here that you see here.
Wow. Could I open this other one?
I just wanted to see if I could open a well. Yeah, this was probably for the kitchen to get their water and to supply the house with the water that it needed.
Yeah, and this goes really deep.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! The well of the house.
Yeah. Okay, let's go in the kitchen first.
Yeah. Typical Italian kitchen.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Classic.
Very classic piece. The fireplace over here.
Very cozy.
Very-
The fireplace is over there, no?
Oh, yeah. Preparation area, let's put it that way. The scale and everything, and we have a gas burner over here. Everything very neatly. Exhauster. Yeah. And then, yeah, the fireplace. I have seen this a lot in Italy, where they have like these divided tubes worked into the chimney of the fireplace. It's a very typical architectural thing.
What is it for?
I've
What
done
design
some
feature.
research, and it's maybe they say online that it's dispersed to disperse the heating a bit.
Oh, okay.
But what it is exactly, nobody can really tell me. It's more design-wise, I would say.
Yeah. And then the fireplace.
Yeah. The fireplace, exactly. Stones behind there are really nice.
It used to be there, like a little oven, or
Yeah, maybe a pizza oven.
yeah.
Yeah. And the kitchen itself is also quite nice. They always have these sinks worked here in the windowsill. And the kitchen itself. That very beautiful turquoise color.
Yeah. The Italian cabinets.
A few more paintings standing here. Possibly also from Nina.
Lina.
And then from here. Yeah, this is the informal dining space.
Yeah.
Probably where Carolina also had dinners when she was young. And everybody from the family. That's probably the place where people would sit in the morning,
Yeah.
in the afternoon.
You used to have frescoes as well?
Yeah. They paint them over a lot in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sad to see, but
Yeah.
also understandable.
Yeah, if one, like if there's just one piece decaying, then it can feel incomplete.
Yeah, exactly. And then they just decide, instead of letting somebody come to repaint it, just paint it over.
Yeah.
Just paint it white. Yeah. And then the cabinets, the built-in cabinets over here. Is that a big piece of plasterwork in there?
Yes.
That looks crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. Dozens and dozens of plates still left in here. Wow. Okay. Let's head upstairs and show you one of the most significant parts of the house. Coming from the basement, we can also go here to the right. And this was another small sitting space, a beautiful space where the family could just reside and be with each other in the evening. And it, I think, is also a very wonderful room in the household.
Definitely, definitely. And she kept referring to this ceiling as Stucco.
Yeah, Stucco, like plaster work, Stucco work,
Yeah.
You could say it. And you can also see that it's a bit more relief in this ceiling over here. And they made some beautiful villas and artworks in here as well, as you can see.
Definitely.
I think this one is still in a very good shape.
This is the only one with the crack through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crack through it, but you can also really see the castles that are displayed in the Stucco work, how she called it.
But also these flowers here are still beautiful.
That floral work is absolutely amazing. Yeah, maybe this one is the best one that we can show. Yeah. And here you can also see those beautiful tree lines, those Tuscany tree lines with those iconic Italian villas that we see here. Yeah. And then the door framing and everything. Yeah, as you can see, it needs a lot of restoration, but it's beautiful woodwork and paneling that they have in this room.
And here is the grandmother that did all the paintings, actually.
She made a painting of herself.
Yeah, this is a self-portrait.
It says over here, copy. Yeah. Over to this side, that was her grandfather.
Wasn't that? Or is it the great?
That's the great-grandfather, if I'm not mistaken. That was the husband of Lina, you see over here. And this was her great-grandfather.
This is maybe my favorite painting of her.
Wow.
Or portrait, at least.
That's a beautiful one. And this one is made in 1987.
Or 77.
Or 77 also.
It's
Yes.
hard to say.
777 it also could have been. Yeah, wonderful piece. Wonderful space. And then with a table here in the middle where they could sit and reside. And also the bench here in the corner. Look at that one. Oh. Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. It's a beautiful piece.
But savable. Definitely savable. A good furniture maker can also always make something from it. That's
again, you can see the original paintings on the wall.
They put some wallpaper over it, but these are the original pieces.
With the faux marble over here.
Yeah. Carolina. Hey.
Hey, Carolina.
You can probably give us some information because we were not exactly sure about the paintings in here. This is the husband of Lina, right?
Yes, it's my grandfather Francesco is painted by Lina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The most important things of this room, I think, are the stucs that represent the castle of Monferrato. This area is called Monferrato, Basso Monferrato. And these are the most important castle of this area.
That's wonderful.
But you see, also here there are some some problems.
Yeah.
And so it has been restored too. Over there in the corner there is the wall that show that there are problems.
Yeah. Carolina, you also told me, if we go to this room, that you sometimes sleep in this place as well.
Yes.
And you use this room as your sleeping place, right?
Yes. Stefania and Eduardo, they gave me this bed. And so I sleep here during summer when I come here.
Okay.
This was the dining room, I don't know the name, but anyway, here there was 18 sofa Louis XV that has been stolen.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And the applique and just there are few things, just the table that is sewed by my grandmother.
So this table over here that we see is made by Carolina, her grandmother.
Yes, great-grandmother.
Great-grandmother.
Angelina, you see, there is the initials, exactly, P.
Carolina, can I also ask you, why do you come and sleep here in the summer?
Because the house is not yet a museum, but there are some urbex that call me and try to photograph the house,
Yeah.
and also to do some little works.
Okay. For anybody who wants to come here, please don't come here illegally. Carolina is willing to show you this place and to help you see it. And if you want to photograph it, we will also leave a link and an email address in the description for you to be able to contact Carolina to come here in a legal manner. So please, I tell you again, don't come here illegally.
And try to help in a constructive way, you know?
Yeah, there's always ways to help Carolina save this place.
Show you that there are cracks also in this room, you see?
Yeah.
But the most important worry problem is this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a structural crack, yeah. Yeah.
I'm really worried. Water that comes in, and the problem is that if the roof is open, the water comes in,
Yeah.
and little by little the house will fall down. So I don't have 50,000 euros
No.
to give quickly to the...
Maybe we can also help in the way of asking if there's anybody who has experience with these kinds of houses and who can reach out to Carolina and to help her, maybe like cover the roof for as a volunteer or anything like
Or
that.
make a plan,
Yeah.
or someone who's good with that.
Anything is helpful.
Any help.
Yes.
Yeah. And we also can have a look at the stucco and plaster work here in the roof, which is super significant for this house.
Yeah, they feel very authentic.
But you can also see already that the water is leaking through here in this room.
Especially on this part.
Yeah, mold is starting to form and starting to take over this dome that we have above here.
Vines growing through.
Yeah, wow. Insane. And then here used to be a beautiful gold-plated mirror.
Yeah.
Nothing, the mirror face of it is gone. A beautiful sitting area underneath here as well. Wow.
Beautiful frame.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Let's go to the next floor of this place. We're coming up to the next floor here of the
Yes.
place, and this was also a very significant floor, right?
Yes, here there is the biggest library, and here in this room is usually a study also my grandfather with his brother.
Ah, wow.
Before the library was full of libraries of books, but that has been stolen, and when there has been the division between my brother and his sister, part of the furniture went away. This is what used in mine my father, Pellati, you see?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
plastic. That is not great-grandfather.
Okay, yeah. What's the most significant book that you can point out in here?
Yes, here there was a book written by my grandfather.
Yeah, he wrote 60 books, you said?
Yes, but we have only one. And in the libraries in Rome, you can find some of these books.
This man had books in the library of Rome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had, normally the books stay over there,
Yeah.
but people come to make photos and they take out things on the table, on the floor.
No.
I take the things out of the floor, and when I come back, I still find something on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look for the book of your
Yes,
grandfather.
I'm not sure that we find.
Okay.
Yes. In this moment, I can see, sorry.
That's okay. Let's go further. Tell me a bit more. So your great-grandfather used to host like all the books in here, in this room.
Yes,
And you
yes.
also said there were books in here that were very significant from the 15th century?
Yes, we have, they had the Incunaboli. Incunaboli are the first book
Yeah?
printed.
Okay.
There are no more here.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone went to my uncle or aunt or has been stolen anyway. But here, no more Incunaboli. Yes. And we have little books of the 15th century,
Yeah.
but stolen, has been stolen.
And Carolina, tell me something about when you were a child and you came into this room. What was that feeling? Like, were you allowed in here? Were you allowed to go through the books? Did your grandfather send you out?
Was fantastic. Here there was in the middle the round sofa that are in
We're gonna
the
see
other-
that sofa later.
Yes. And I usually take a book and sit down in the sofa and book and read.
Oh,
This was a fantastic place where to stay.
yeah.
And
You spent a lot of time in here in your
yes,
childhood.
Yes, yes. We came here during the summer, but for short time
Yeah.
when my grandparents were still alive. And then we went to Spain because I remind you that I am Spanish, Middle
Yeah.
Italian, Middle Spanish.
That's amazing that you, as a child, could come to a library like this
Yeah.
and read anything you wanted and go through the books. I really admire that. It must be great memories for you. Yeah.
Yes.
So back in the time, did the room also look like this? Was it like with these bookcases as well, or was it looking differently back in the time?
No, they are differently. They are not the same books that
Yeah.
the same place where
Where
they
you
were.
remember them to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So let's also have a little look at this room. So first and foremost, we can see that the whole room is covered on the walls with all these massive bookcases that used to be filled with very significant books. I mean, at this point in time, they are still full with hundreds and hundreds of books. You could see that this family was very intelligent, very literate back in the time. Wow. I love that little stairs that's standing next to it. You could climb up it.
Yeah.
And grab any book you wanted from this massive bookcase. Carolina also just told us that that was the whiteboard where her great-grandfather used to do all his writing on. She's not exactly sure about who wrote it, but it looks like some sort of a mathematical equation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then here in the corner of the room, she has placed a couple of buckets to collect the water from the roof, because right above us here are massive leaks in the fresco work, and this is I think the worst damage in this place that we have seen so far, including the floor that caved in 2 years ago. Yeah, underneath here we are standing right above the dining room, and in Italian structure there's always a dome underneath us, so there's a big space between these two rooms that is basically a white space for the existence of the dome. Watch out, look,
I am watching out.
come from there, but it's bad, yeah. It needs immediate restoration.
We try to help you.
Yeah, we were gonna do our very best to help you.
We need your help.
Yeah. Was there also a big fresco on the ceiling here, or was this the original one?
No.
This was it?
This was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the focus in this room was on the literature itself and not on
Here
the...
there was a library
Oh.
full of books until there. Yes.
We also have a beautiful chandelier in this room as well.
Yes.
Wow, what a piece. Seems to be electrified.
But now I put electricity, but I didn't switch on
Yeah.
because when I put the electricity a few years ago, they told me that the house can be burned because
Yeah.
it's too ancient.
The lines have
Yes.
no grounding or anything.
No.
Yeah, so it's not a very
So
good idea.
dangerous, yes.
Wonderful room, everybody. Let's move on to the next one. From here, we will go down the hallway to the next one. And then we come into a very interesting room, because Carolina just told me that this was the room that she slept with her sister together in. Like we told in the beginning of the story, unfortunately, her sister passed away 7 years ago, and she's the only one who's able to save this place at this point. Very, very beautiful Italian beds. As you can see, like always, those very square, typical beds. Lovely nightstands next to it. Beautiful mahogany wood worked into it.
Beautiful.
Absolutely wonderful pieces. Hey, is that not her grandmother?
Yeah, looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. And then this man, I cannot bring home.
No.
No. Yeah, very, very religious family back in the time. And
still.
Yeah. Carolina is still super religious and praise to God to save this place. Oh, Luke, come over here.
Oh, yes.
Double-seated backrest chair over here. Oh, that is a wonderful piece. Damn. I love how it stands in front of the bed. How it's sort of a small sitting space that you could be at.
Oh, look at this picture.
That's wonderful. I think that's one of our books. Oh, it's maybe a little library or something. A journal, I mean. And here, another picture. I love how they decorated, like like some floral next to it. Oof, that mold is bad.
Oh yeah.
Damn. So sorry for this place. Every piece of furniture in this room also matches each other.
Yeah, this is the exact same as the bed at the top.
I love how they create pieces that have no function but only have beauty.
The pattern in this wood is just
It's
so beautiful.
Beautiful how symmetrical it is, right?
It's very symmetrical and organic.
And then I think this piece of furniture in the room next to here is my absolute favorite of the whole house.
So this is the couch that Carolina was talking about. That was
circular
used to be in the
couch.
library.
Yeah, with that crown on top. And can you imagine when it was still upholstered?
Yeah.
And Carolina, when she was very young, would use this couch to just lie out on and read books in the library. It was absolutely wonderful. I really love how it looks.
Yeah, this the beautiful red. Well, it's sad the state that it's in right now.
Yeah, very sad state. But I've never seen a piece of furniture like that before in my life. It's incredible. And this room has also seen better days.
Yep.
You even smell, the smell in here is very, very moist.
Yeah, and I think most of the smell is coming from here.
Yeah, the books are just molding up. That arrow comes back a lot in the house.
Yeah.
This is a back piece for a bed. A headboard, you could call it, with a little harp in there. And the crib. Maybe Carolina used to sleep in here when she was very young. And then from here, yeah, it's at the outer edge of the palace. Don't know what this one was used for. Probably also a bedroom. A few more pictures are lying here. A lot of family history. Centuries of her family history is left in this place behind. Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Is this a pocket Bible of some sort, or?
Yeah, it's a little pocket Bible. Oh, even some leaves and everything in there.
Beautiful.
Somebody's prized possession. Close it up like that. I'm touched by this place.
Yeah. Oh wow, frescoes used to be beautiful here as well.
Yeah. Oh, the whole ceiling is cracking.
So we had a wonderful tour throughout this place. Thank you, Carolina, so much for showing us this place and your story. It was truly valuable for us to hear and see this. We hope through our video that we can help you find somebody or a group of people that can help you restore, at least maybe save the roof.
I hope. Thank you to all of you for helping me. I wait here if you want to come and visit the house. And please help me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carolina. You're a wonderful person, and we hope to see you again soon in the future. And maybe to restore Palace.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much, Carolina.
Ciao. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Wow. What a sweet lady. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this week's video, and we see you next week in another episode. Bye bye.